Hello, all you Gare Bands around the world, and welcome to another edition of the Gare Bear Review. Yes, welcome to another edition, and this time we're going over, what is it? Divergent, Insurgent, Divergent? I don't know, I don't care, because I hate this fucking bullshit. And yes, this is the second installment, and why, yes, I did see this. No, I was not drugged or forced. Why do you ask? I'll tell you why. It's because there is way too many preteen tweener books becoming films, and they shouldn't be. And it pisses me off every goddamn time. I'm sorry, but it's true, and most of them suck. Pretty much 99.9%. There's a small 1% that actually work. And it's not just because all you tweeners out there love this type of shit. And every time here's the problem. You have Twilight, Maze Runner, Giver, even Mortal Instruments, and now this bullcrap. I mean, come on, it's getting old and it's getting ridiculous. The problem is that it's hugely based on the fans. The fan base with this bullcrap is it's disgusting. Because the fans, and don't get me wrong, I'm part of a fan base. I'm part of fandoms that love shows, that love things that that shouldn't be canceled, or it does get annoying. And the thing is, fans make it work. Fans make it happen. I mean, if you look a couple weeks ago, actually probably a month by now, uh, Super Troopers 2, completely crowdfunded. I mean, I'm gonna say it myself. I did it. I enjoyed it. I put my money where my mouth is on that one because I wanted to see it. The fans wanted to see it. The fans make the money for these franchises. And again, it's what pisses me off all the time because it shouldn't. These movies suck. They're not even that good. I mean, granted, they'll get over probably towards 50 mil, maybe 60 mil over a weekend domestically, but it's ridiculous. Look, but I digress. Unfortunately, this actually ended up being better than the first, which, if you know, especially with these types of films, it's very rare, but but don't worry. Don't get me wrong. There's still more than enough of the tween drama bullshit to back it up. It's safe to say it got real old real quick. Look, all in all, it was actually, I liked it. It was one of those in-betweener films. It wasn't great because of, the tween bullshit and all the other stuff and the writing, but it was good enough to make a solid middle ground film and a decent for, at least for one viewing. I wouldn't own it or anything, but I would definitely say it's good for at least a viewing, especially in IMAX. I mean, in IMAX it was phenomenal, and it was basically made for IMAX, but not for 3D. You did not need to see this in 3D, but definitely in IMAX, you definitely should. Now there were some obvious problems here, like most films, but I personally did not like that they strapped her into the Matrix a few times. It was kind of weird. Look, it's true. Even if you've seen the trailer, even if you haven't even seen it in just the trailer, I'm telling you right now, that's a blatant ripoff of the Matrix. But that's just me. Also, it was just basically the whole entire first half was Kate Blanchett's character having to try to find the perfect Divergent, which, is obvious, even for the clueless morons out there, the clueless viewers, that it was. If you don't realize that it's the girl who pretty much started to change everything and pretty much stabbed you in the fucking hand, and had the balls to do that, I feel like, by now it's just pretty much bad writing. It's sloppy. You have to make your characters go on a journey. Not, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that big of a journey. It just has to be enough where it's believable. Where not just one person can be believed that you have to make one character, the enemy character, feel that it's all the Divergence, not just one particular one. But again, you know it from the beginning because she's the main character. You made her the sole purpose of the mission, which, okay, fine, whatever. But again, if you want the enemy character to be believable, you have to do what I just basically just said. You have to make her think that it can't just be just her. There are other Divergents out there. It needs to be happening. But it was all about the bullshit, pretty much, if you think about it. Look, even like I said, even the clueless minded, because look, if you don't realize if that happened, it's again sloppy writing, But then again, most of these tween bullshit movies are anyway. Which so eloquently brings me to the casting. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty much the same. You had Kate Winslet, you had Shailene Woodley. Obviously, there was Teller, Jack Courtney for a couple moments, and then you added a few talents with the woman from The Help. I can't remember her name right now. And then you have they brought back Ray Stevenson, and apparently a surprise, especially to me, Naomi Watts came out of nowhere, and she looks stunning. I have to tell you, she looks great in that hair color, and just in general. But yeah, I was purely shocked over that, and I didn't. It didn't really particularly change, other than probably Naomi Watts' character coming in, and not to mention when you figure it out, it's kind of funny that she's part of whatever, and you'll figure it out when you watch it, or even if you read the books, you'll definitely know that. Now nothing didn't really particularly change until I saw the elite, what I'd say probably maybe the last 15 minutes of this film. Um, the whole beginning of this franchise, Divergent, from Divergent to the end of Insurgent, it was just basically the beginning of this franchise was just basically, it turns out that it was just an utter setup for the rest of this goddamn franchise. And now, I mean, you guys know me. You've heard this before, even from the first review. I never read or saw any of this books, and I don't want to read this book or this franchise. Nor do I want to. I just It's just the way. But I had, like, the ending changed the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this franchise, because it ended up me being wanting more out of it. So that, I mean, if you want to take something from this movie, the ending shows you that they're willing to do more for the franchise, and they're willing to give you that great cliffhanger ending, which is what they do. So, if you read the books, congratulations, you're already ahead of the game. If you're not and didn't really enjoy the first one, but you want to see the second one, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna want to, only because just to see how it ends, you're gonna want it to be continued, at least for one more movie, tops, because I can't take this tween bullshit anymore. But you should also take a grand tour of our channel. You should go down there, click the subscribe button. You should subscribe anyway. Don't even just subscribe. Do all the cool stuff down there. You guys should stay tuned, because if I'm correct and my math is usually off, but I'm definitely going to get Horde, if you will, in our next adventure. So stay tuned for that with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. Bye!